Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Help support my channel. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty much as soon as possible. So then I go live streaming because YouTube policy, they won't let me go live until I have 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the folks out there that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, please take this moment now with helping me. Click subscribe. Next, click the bell. And next, click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Plus, click the thumbs up button and every time you watch my videos. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on either my Patreon or PayPal links. If you join my Patreon page, then you'll get early access to these videos 24 hours before they're posted on the YouTube and lots more. If you prefer just leaving a small tip, click on PayPal. Either way, then you get that warm sense of satisfaction years down the line knowing that you helped me become a successful YouTuber.
Sunday, November 20th, 4:44 p.m. New York time. The United States futures markets opens about another hour and 15 minutes. That's right. The futures markets open at 6 p.m. New York time. Let's do a top down. Looking at the weekly charts, the past performance of the full trading week of last week, since we're coming into a holiday week in the United States this week. We're going to be having less trading hours this week, so it won't be a full trading week this new week. Nope. Thursday, U.S. markets are closed. Looking here on the SPX, the S&P 500, the current trend is up. Look, we made a higher high, higher low than prior week. Trend is still up. It did close red, big wick on the top, big wick on the bottom, small body. Yeah, that's confusing. That looks almost like a dodgy indecision, but it's holding up midpoint. So it might continue up to this supply zone. Look at the Nasdaq, very similar. Here we're looking at that Dow Jones. It's already testing the supply zones where sellers were. See that huge wick over there? Makes sense. It was retesting that. And look at that big wick on the bottom this past week. Tested almost midpoint there. So still looking bullish bias. Looking at the Dow transports. Okay. Higher high, higher low, closed red, back inside the prior week and closed below midpoint of its own candle. Yeah, that's not bullish bias. Dow utilities, green, higher high, higher low, trend is up. And the Russell 2000, the small cap stocks, also made a higher high, higher low, closed red below the midpoint of its own week, and back inside that range. That's not so good. So takeaway is when we're looking at the candle on each of these, the daily candle, the weekly candle, notice who closed higher, the Dow Jones. Yeah, it's much better performing than all these other ones. Where we also have the Dow utilities closed green, which this index is what? It's the stocks that pay dividends, high dividends. Yep. So we have mixed signals here, but the momentum on the bigger ones are still to the upside since we're making higher highs and higher lows. Are you bullish into this week? We have a lot of whipsaw too, because we might have less traders at this battlefield week. Yep. Let's look at the U.S. Treasuries, the fixed income products. First, look at the 30-year /ZB. It did close green, higher high, higher low, broke above this consolidation and closed above it. And look at this wick here, potential retesting of this period of time. We did test it and rejected it. We're going to see if we roll over. But I'll be looking for a trade idea right here in this area using the faster time frames. Looking at the 10-year, same thing. Look at that. Made a higher high, higher low. Tested here and rejected it. Yep. That's showing more bearish bias. In the 5-year, same thing. Rejected it. And the 2-year. Yep, it didn't even get above the prior week. It's an inside candle, more bearish. So these, if they trade lower, that's the inverse of the yields. Yields go higher, interest rates go higher. So these go lower, interest rates are going higher. Go look at the US dollar index, and we'll also look at the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. So right off the bat here, here's a 1-year chart. Weekly candles, US dollar is much closer to the highs and still strong. Whereas cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is near the lows of the year. Loser. Let's go back, focus on winner, US dollar. Strong like bull. Green for the week. Huge wick on the bottom. Already labeled a demand zone for buyers. Maybe we'll go up and retest the midpoint here, potentially. We did test this demand zone buyers here. Close above it. That's also bullish bias. Yep, I'm seeing the dollar bullish bias right now. Typically, over holiday seasons like we are coming into now, US dollar has been strong. And just think you could participate in this with just buying one stock share of the stock ETF US dollar, UUP. I already closed my shorts. I was short the US dollar, and I closed those last week. So now I'm looking to trade bullish. Let's go on to the next. We'll go into the major currencies inside the US dollar. We'll use the futures currencies. Okay, first look at the euro /6E. Remember, trading inverse the US dollar. So euro made a high, tested this big round number, 105, rejected it, big wick on the top. So I'm expecting the trend to go down. Bearish, and you can also trade this short using the stock ETFs or FOREX or futures, options, lots of opportunities, financial instruments to use if you're bearish. Looking here in the Japanese yen, same thing, red, closing back inside that big impulse move down. So we're looking for a retracement to go lower. And the British pound made a higher high, higher low, closed green above. Yep, that's much stronger, but one would expect we still might have a potential retest. Now, these are the 3 largest currencies weighted average in the US dollar: euro, Japanese yen, British pound. Now we'll look at Canadian dollar, same thing, red, lower low, lower high. Trend is down and reversed. And the Swiss franc, also red, big wick on the top, selling off there. We'll see how far that goes down. And the Australian dollar, yeah, look at that, big wick on the top, small body, potential reversal down here too. Very similar. Look, all these, look, they were all top of the trends, big wicks on the tops, so one expect them to go lower. And there's potential target areas I already have labeled down here. Good trading opportunities you have here. What could make you get burned bad is bad money management. That's what you can control. You're wrong, you get out. Don't marry a bad trade. Okay, let's look at commodities. First, looking at the energies, crude oil. Red for the week. Lower high, lower low. Went inside this demand zone where buyers were before, and buyers stepped in and bought it. See that little wick? So again, if US dollar goes higher, this could go lower. But again, we're at a key demand zone. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a total correlation. Yeah, plus, remember, it's winter season. There's more demand for heating oil, which is what? Isn't crude oil part of heating oil? Hello? You have crude oil that's used for multiple type of different oils. Yeah, so it might be a demand reversal. So this might be a fake out. Smart money pushing it lower to get the most amount of people paying to sell, and maybe they're coming in and buying. Just use caution, whatever positions you decide to take. Trade small. Use good money management. If you're wrong, get out. Okay, let's look at natural gas. Inside candle for a week. Very interesting. Again, huge wick on the bottom in this key demand zone. There are buyers. So I would certainly be using caution, looking at the US dollar and watching these to look for setups. Let's go on to the next commodities. The metals. First, we'll look at gold. Again, typically these trade inverse in US dollars. So look at gold. We have the trend up, went into midpoint of here and rejected it. Good trade. You can see go if you used it. Sold off. Now it's back inside that big prior week. Big wick on the top. Already labeled this as supply zone. Good setups all these are showing. And silver, same thing. Big sell-off, back inside. And I already labeled that. Platinum, interest, inside candle for the week, indecision. But it's solid body, equivalent to a red, big, deep sell-off. I already labeled a demand zone. We have a supply zone. Potential trade areas in those zones. And copper. Big sell-off. Look at that. Pause right there in a demand zone where buyers are. Opportunities if you're bullish. Well, that's the metals. Let's go into another part of the commodities. Agricultural. Again, each candle is a week, and we're looking at a 1 year duration here. We're looking at corn futures. It's in a consolidation phase. So we had consolidation here, breakout, stop hunt. That was a fake out, consolidation, breakdown, big impulse move down. Yeah, so big reversal going here, but tight trading range. Looking at wheat futures, the trend is down. Lower lows, lower highs. Look, consolidation here. There's a lot of whipsaw, broke down, consolidation. And soy futures, same thing, consolidation the past few weeks here, which is above here. So a lot of whipsaw here, more of a tighter consolidation here, tighter consolidation. Let's extend this out. This is a demand zone. Let's extend it out further. Potential looking for a retest there. Potential test up here and some other ones in here. Live cattle. Big consolidation here. Still hasn't come down here to test here yet, the midpoint, nor do a retest of this wick up here. I mean, this did test it partly and rejected it, but it's a tight consolidation. So somebody's holding the prices up here. Watch this for a breakout possible trend for the new trade. And feeder cattle. They're still trending down, still rejecting these trend lines. So it's been the opportunity being short on these retests. But notice here, we finally retested the midpoint here. Yeah, rejected, a bunch of buyers stepped in. But we haven't not been making higher lows yet. Still lower highs. Use caution. So this demand zone where buyers were labeled a potential retest in the future. Or if we break above here and close above here, could be the new trend. Which we had that before. I showed you in one of these. Where was it? We'll find that in a minute. Lean hog. Tight consolidation. Inside candle too. Let's find that one I showed you before. There it is. So we had a wedge. This is live cattle futures. I showed this before for trade ideas. It worked out well if you took it. Tight wedge. We had that one close. And then we finally had that breakout close. Close above it. Consolidation. Look at that. Nice. So we took that trigger. I mentioned, I've been sharing that trade idea all the time. This was building momentum. So we look here now. Same thing. Potential trade idea. Break above there. Close above there. And what was the other one? Nope. Okay, many thanks. I hope you click like. Give me some more positive feedback. Many thanks. Thank you. Thank you, as always, for spending just a little bit of your time with me. If you've gotten value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on my PayPal or Venmo. You can leave a small tip. If you don't want to share financial support, no problem. Just click the like and subscribe and leave a comment, please.